Something I would never have thought of 20 years ago was these EV cars. They're electric vehicles, which is they're kinda cool actually, because they're like your phone, you can plug it in. You don't have to go to the gas station. I've asked Luke Strange to join me from Cool Hand Electric to talk about how you can prepare your home for an EV vehicle and charger because it wouldn't make a lot of sense to have that vehicle if you couldn't charge it at home. Hello, Luke. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I am living the dream. So, if I have an older home, they didn't even think about these EV cars.
Sure.
They didn't exist. They're becoming more and more popular today. So let's say I bought one. How do I charge this in my garage or at my home?
Yeah. So that's a common thing. They majority of them to have a quick charge are going to be 50 amp circuits,
Mhm.
240 volt, and that's the most common. There actually is Ford has this Lightning one that's like 80 to 100 amp, and you can actually backfeed your house with it. So it's pretty
Oh,
cool. Like use it like a battery power pack to if you lose power. So there are some oddballs, but most of them you're going to want a 50 amp on there. And so to prepare for it, you want to think about a spot in your garage, most likely, or if you don't have a good garage, somewhere in the driveway that you can, maybe it's a carport, somewhere that you can easily get your cord and plug it in because you're going to want to do that, daily. Not all the time you gotta do it daily, depends on how much you drive, but you get the point. You don't want it to be a hassle to, um, to plug in, and so, then you're gonna wanna have the breaker panel checked, if the power coming in from the power company is too small, like if it's a 100 amp service, it probably not wise to put that much power on it, to add that much, you might need to do an upgrade, but if it's around a 200 amp service, um there's probably space to add it, and then the bus bar where the breakers connect, you're gonna want that inspected just to make sure that that's in good shape because it's pulling a lot of power, and that's gonna be power if it has bad connections, it'll cause heat, so those are the things to consider. Where do I wanna plug it in? Is this easy path for me to walk around? And then, is my panel big enough for it?
yeah. Certainly a consideration before you go to the dealership or order it online. You need to really figure out how you're going to fuel this thing. In the past, all cars for a long period of time were gasoline or diesel. Now you really have to consider, well, if I have an electric car, how am I going to fuel this thing? And you just can't plug it in like your phone charger thing. It's a way bigger piece of equipment, bigger battery.
Well, they when they buy at least the, Tesla brand, but I'm sure there's those are the ones I'm most familiar with. They do have little small outlets that
Mhm.
and so the car salesman is gonna sell you, "Yeah, you can just use any outlet for this."
Oh,
The thing is, it's gonna be a long charge. So so it'll trickle charge for a very, very long time. It might take you 12 hours to get a full tank, if you will, but, it's a lot of
okay.
heat, and it's not really built for it. Most people don't wanna have to wait that long. They're gonna wanna have, an hour, a couple hours or so and get it up to par. So that's why we put an actual circuit for it, 50 amp circuit. But they do have adapters. They'll sell those cars to anyone, and, could you imagine being parked at a friend's house and run an extension cord to your car for the next 18 hours while your car gets fueled?
That's that's a
Yeah.
very long time. I've seen before that, in some countries, they're experimenting with these rechargeable roads where you actually get a charge when you drive down the road. I would imagine they'll be able to have something on the floor of your garage where you just drive and it would be able to charge without plugging
Yeah,
it in.
I've never thought about that. Yeah, that'd be cool. My garage isn't built like that,
That
though.
that would be ideal. Kinda like the chargers they have
Technology.
for phones now, you just put the phone on it instead of
Right.
plugging the phone in. Um, who knows? I don't know, and I will say that then I'm a gas guy, right? So I'll be one of these late adopters, if ever. If I end up getting, an electric car, I don't wanna get stuck in the middle of nowhere without power, and,
Yeah.
gas, I don't know. Something about gasoline, but anyway, there you go. Thank you so much, I really appreciate it, Luke.
Absolutely. It's great chatting with you.